Well, hello everybody. Grooves Blues reviews here. Sorry, I couldn't get to the video last night. Wasn't feeling particularly the greatest when I got home from the game. Been having quite a bit of allergies lately. But anyway, the Blues, yes. How about it? Well, they get another win as they take on the Red Wings last night and win by the score of 5-2. Ivan Barbashev, a hat trick. The first time the Blues have had back-to-back games with hat tricks since I believe Brett Hull did it, I heard, in the early 90s. And he actually was the one player that did it himself. But nevertheless, though, the Blues have two games in a row, two hat tricks by two different players. What's great about Ivan Barbashev is, of course, after the game when he's being interviewed by Darren Pang, he mentions his family, his parents all the way from Russia to come in and see him play, and he gets a hat trick. Great, great, great game. Also, too, Sundqvist gets a goal, and once again, lifting the puck under the crossbar with that first goal to tie it at 1. And Pat Maroon hanging around the net like he should be, and he gets a goal there, an important goal, too, when the Blues had their lead squandered to only to 1 and making it 3-2, and he scores to make it 4-2. That was a very important goal, and he gets that to go 4-2, and then Sundqvist finished off with the hat trick with an empty netter goal to make it 5-2, and the Blues win. A few concerns in this game is that while I love to see the fact that the fourth line had a great game, Barbashev having 3 goals, Steen could have had, I believe, at least 2 goals. He hit the post, I think, twice, or at least I know he did once. But the rest of the team just did not look in sync for most of that game. And Detroit is not a great team at all. In fact, they had several players in that game last night. I heard on the way home from the game on the radio, Chris Kerber was stating that they had several guys on the lineup who had 10 games or less, and also had a guy who normally plays forward playing defense because one of the guys they called up ended up getting sick with, I believe, the flu. And so they had a lot of shifting parts and a lot of inexperience on that ice, and yet they still managed to hold more of our starred lines in place. But the Blues' fourth line got it done. On the flip side of that, you can say that it definitely shows depth, which I definitely, I can say that that is a good point to make. That the depth's coming around now for the Blues, but still, you want to see that depth against really good teams. So. Anyway, 5-2, the Blues win. Shouldn't complain about a win. It's still great to see, and I believe the Blues, with that win now, increase the gap a little bit above the Stars right now. So, and they're only 4 points now behind the Nashville Predators, who they're trying to chase as well too, and I believe 6 points behind the Winnipeg Jets. So it's a crazy to see where the Blues are at right now. They have some big tests coming up, starting Saturday night, tomorrow night, against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the best team in the league, the team that's already clinched the playoff spot, that's going to win the President's Trophy, just a team that's fully loaded. So it's going to be interesting to see how this depth the Blues are starting to show here will look against a great team like Tampa Bay tomorrow night, and also going up against a really good goalie in Vasilevsky. The Blues in the last 2 games, they've definitely shot against some goalies that aren't the greatest because they've been hitting the posts quite a bit in the last 2 games. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this is all going to look for them as they go against Tampa Bay Saturday. But I believe they'll be ready. They should be ready as they're continuing to chase Nashville in the standings and also increase the gap between them and Dallas as far as playoff positioning goes. So anyway, a couple other things too. Be down at the Enterprise Center. I know that they have to do renovations, but I just don't understand why that building cannot get their escalator problem right. It's under maintenance right now. They have one of the main escalators shut down, so only one main escalator is running up and down. And I just don't get it, but I understand they have to start it because they have to get renovations going and things ready, of course, for the next season. But man, I never understood why I could get that right. And then another thing, too, is the Ric Flair woo thing is I'm getting so tired of it. But anyway, you want fans to have a good time. We had a cruddy beginning of the season. I understand it. But, man, it's just starting to get annoying. But anyway, it's fun to go to Blues games. It's fun to see them, of course, winning right now and going into hopefully some playoff hockey here. But, again, great win, 5-2. The Blues take it over the Red Wings. And now they have a really big test coming up on Saturday, and hopefully they bring a much better game than they did against Detroit when they started out quite slow in that game, and truly, in my opinion, never found their true game within that 60 minutes. And luckily, their fourth line came to play and had a really good game. And also too, I thought Pat Maroon had another good game, and he's got a four game goals, 4 goals now in 4 games. So definitely kudos to him as well. So talk to you again Saturday, fans, after the Blues play Tampa Bay. And also, go St. Louis University tonight as my Billikens, definitely my alma mater, worked there for a while. They will be taking on Virginia Tech tonight. Tip-off is close to 9 o'clock. And we shall see what happens with that. So take care, Blues fans.